not long ago, within the last couple of weeks, in fact, there was a pilot who flew. There was another one. We just saw another one. We just saw another one apparently go. Another plane just flew into the second tower. This has to be deliberate, folks.
Well, that would begin to say that, yeah.
We just saw on live television as a second plane flew into the second tower of the World Trade Center. Now, given what has been going on around the world, some of the key suspects come to mind: Osama bin Laden. Who knows what? Eric Shawn is with us. Eric, I know you have a lot of sources at the FBI and other agencies like that. What can you tell us?
Well, first, I apologize for being out of breath because I was walking down Fifth Avenue, which is close to our studios, and I heard a jet, perhaps a 737 or a small Airbus, flying low, unusually low over Fifth Avenue, making a right. I'm not going to say, I don't know, I don't have any reports on what type of plane hit the World Trade Center, but people looked up and it made a right toward the building. John, what we just saw, though, obviously, if that indeed was a second aircraft that hit the southern tower of the World Trade Center, that obviously raises the specter of an intentional terrorist attack here, if that is indeed what we are looking at. I don't know what the reports say of what type of plane hit the tower, but I did see a jet airliner that was fairly low. It was unusual, although not unusual in air traffic patterns, because airplanes that fly to LaGuardia often are vectored down south, straight over Manhattan, but of course at an altitude that is far above
the frequency of subway transportation. We are in close communication with the FAA, the FBI, State Police, Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And that's all I have right now.
Joe, you've got to tell us more about these planes that left this morning.
What flights do you have reports on?
The flights, I cannot confirm or deny any flight numbers because I have not received official notification on any flight numbers.
So how can we get people to call
Call
these
in,
numbers?
so it'll be everybody who's got a flight.
Okay, I do believe several of the media outlets are broadcasting several flight numbers. I believe they'll broadcast flight number 11, American Airlines.
Second flight out of Boston
Involved
in this?
I don't know at this point in time.
Were the passengers hijacked?
I cannot confirm that.
And the airport accounted for all outbound flights?
That's outside of the scope of the airport's responsibility. We're leaving it up to the FAA to conduct that activity.
Joe, what is the code? Joe, what is the code Fort Knox? We have reports of employees screaming Fort Knox around the airport at the time that the planes went into the World Trade Center.
I don't know what that means. Doesn't mean have any connotation here at Logan Airport.
With the planes that are flying in here, are they being rerouted somewhere else?
Aircraft were flying into Logan Airport. We did take some arrivals, but now since the airport is shut down, these flights will be diverted to Canada.
They're not taking flights either, were
Are you screening passengers who were let off their airplanes due to some or just
Remove them from another area, yes.
Where are they now and what are they
They're being directed to seek either public transportation or their own transportation out of the airport.
He's in Florida. That was
Leaving the
what
airport?
was supposed
No.
to be a joyous event at an elementary school. Let's listen in.
A difficult moment for America. I unfortunately will be going back to Washington after my remarks. Secretary of Rod Page and Lieutenant Governor will take the podium and discuss education. I do want to thank the folks here at Booker Elementary School for their hospitality. Today we've had a national tragedy. Two airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country. I have spoken to the Vice President, to the Governor of New York, to the Director of the FBI, and have ordered that the full resources of the federal government go to help the victims and their families and to conduct a full-scale investigation to hunt down and to find those folks who committed this act. Terrorism against our nation will not stand. And now, if you join me in a moment of silence. May God bless the victims, their families, and America. Thank you very much.
Clearly a shaken President Bush, jettisoning what were intended to be his remarks on education.
LAX hijacked 92 people on board there. 15 minutes later, the other tower, South World Trade Center, hit. Also apparently by an American Airlines plane. This one, we believe, from Dulles to Los Angeles, 64 people on board that plane. At 9:45, the Pentagon hit the south wall. That's the area where the helipad is. There's now a gaping hole of about 100 to 150 feet there. The sirens still wailing in the Pentagon. As we know, key personnel are staying in the Pentagon trying to keep control of the situation. Just about 15 minutes after that, 80 miles southwest of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, another airplane crashed. That one believed to be United Flight 93 from Newark to San Francisco, a 757 with 54 people on board. Just shortly after that, the South World Trade Center collapsed. That was the second building hit this morning. It had been hit lower, and it just gave way. And about 15 minutes after that, the North World Trade Center collapsed. It is incredible for those of us who covered the World Trade Center bombing back in the 90s to take a look down now and at first see that scene replayed, and now those World Trade Center buildings absolutely gone, all 110 stories. 50,000 people, as you mentioned, work in those buildings. We do not know how many of them were able to get out safely with their lives, nor how many are injured. We do know that New York area hospitals, several of them say they are full. They're asking anyone in the area to donate blood as soon as possible, saying there is a critical need for it. We also know that all U.S. commercial airplanes have been grounded. That is the first time in history this action has been taken. We know that some airplanes were diverted to Canada, including some incoming international airplanes that were bound for the U.S. Most federal, or all federal, and most state buildings here in the U.S. have been closed, and most major landmarks, including Wrigley Field in Chicago, the Bell down in Philadelphia, the Merchandise Mart in Chicago, those areas also have been closed. Here in Manhattan, all major buildings are in a state of very heightened security. People are being required to show ID, and if they leave buildings, in many cases, not being allowed to return in. The president, as we said, is apparently safe. He left Sarasota, Florida, where he had been attending an elementary school, reading a book to children when he was first notified of the original attack on the World Trade Center. We do not know where he is at this point. Newt Gingrich says this obviously is an act of state-sponsored terrorism. As you said, John, he's likening it to the attack on Pearl Harbor. And meanwhile, Tom Daschle, the Senate Majority Leader, saying that the president is getting everyone's full support. We will update you as soon as we get more information down here. Right now, John, back to you.
Edie Donahue in the Fox Newsroom. Thank you very much. Again, continuing to keep an eye on the situation unfolding in downtown Manhattan, where the World Trade Center workplace on a normal day of 50,000 people is gone, obliterated by two strikes from those two airplanes today. Also now, Washington, D.C., the Pentagon still on fire after another airplane apparently was hijacked and employed as a flying bomb to attack the nerve center of our nation's military. David Schuster is in the Pentagon and has this late report for us. Dave?
John, we can report for you that the Pentagon fire is still out of control. Flames have started now about 100 feet away from where it's clear you can see where the plane hit the south side of the Pentagon. Eyewitnesses describe a silver commercial jetliner, possibly a United Airlines. It's not been confirmed, but a silver commercial jetliner slamming into the south side of the Pentagon this morning at approximately 9:40 a.m. It hit the outer ring of the Pentagon. There are 5 rings of the Pentagon, and at this very moment you can literally see a hole in the side of the Pentagon of perhaps 150 feet wide, where 5 floors in that hole have literally collapsed. we can see that flames have spread to the center part of the Pentagon, to some of the inner rings. In addition, on the outer ring, the E ring that was initially hit by that plane, now about 100 feet away, flames are leaping out of some of the office windows there. Smoke has been pouring through the Pentagon hallways for much of the last hour and a half or so, and about 15 minutes ago, some of the smoke started coming in from another side of the Pentagon. We're sort of smack dab there in the middle. But in any case, there are plenty of fire and rescue on the scene. Local hospitals reporting dozens of injuries being taken there from the Pentagon. One can only imagine how many fatalities there must have been if indeed it was a commercial jetliner that slammed into the side of the Pentagon. While most of the Pentagon has been evacuated, we can report that military officials are telling us that the U.S. Joint Forces Command in Norfolk, Virginia, reports that the Atlantic Fleet, which is the largest collection of military assets on the East Coast, has now gone to threat condition Charlie. This is second from the top. Only Delta is.
I think we need to put it down now. Here we go.
America, offer a prayer. According to American Airlines is confirming that its Flight 11 from Boston to Los Angeles was hijacked today, and that its plane was the first one involved in this attack on the World Trade Center. Brian Wilson is on the phone with us now from the Washington area. Brian, what's the latest?
Well, I wanted to tell you, John, that I'm in front of the Capitol, and a moment ago, police officers ran up to us and ordered us off of the grounds and told us, and I quote, there is a plane that has been hijacked. It is 20 minutes south of Washington. This was about 10 minutes ago, and is headed this way. They are taking ultimate precautions. Now, as you know, in these chaotic situations, sometimes information gets twisted. But police officers here are saying that they believe there is a hijacked plane now headed toward Washington. And that's all the information I can give you at this moment.
All right, Brian, we had a report from you earlier that military aircraft are circling the Capitol. Is that still the case?
They have not seen them in the last few minutes, but there were military jets above the Capitol a few moments ago. Of course, you know, John, this has been the nightmare scenario for security experts in Washington, that many of the buildings in Washington, very visible from the air, are very vulnerable. In fact, the flight path to National Airport runs literally 6 blocks from the White House. So this has always been a big concern.
2 and 2, 1. This is as close as we can get to the base of the World Trade Center. You can see the firemen assembled here, the police officers, FBI agents, and you can see the 2 towers. A huge explosion now raining debris on all of us. We better get out of the way!
Keep going, let's go! Come on, Glenn, you can do it, Glenn. Keep coming, Glenn, come on.
No. Got a guy hurt on the ground.
Come along with us. I can't guarantee you how much we'll be able to cover as soon as we're able to keep that speed line, try not to breathe it anymore. M20 and M6.
Guys, it's not working, guys. Come on. It's not working, guys. We don't know what we're breathing in. No. You were in part.
Keep walking. Take it easy. Breathe slow. Breathe normal. Sergeant Churchill on here. Sergeant Churchill on here.
All right now. Don't give up now. Yeah.
I'm just tired. I'm tired. Just
I don't have a radio enough to talk.
Hey.
The North Tower. Oh my God, there it goes!
Get in, here comes the cloud. The cloud is coming.
Keep going! Go! Get inside! It's gonna jump right over this building! It's gonna jump over the building! Here it comes! It's gonna jump right over this building! Get in here, Marty!
Estamos en el sótano de un edificio, no sabemos en cuál.
Yeah. Get us out of here.
Come on, guys. Back way out. Get up. Let's see what opens up here. Get up.
Bye.
You repeat it.
Open the door.
Anybody have any entry tools, guys?
No other way.
Here comes the dust.
Come on, what the fuck? Every door's left.
Shut that door. Somebody better close the door. We're gonna have nothing but dust in here.
It's gonna Fix this up. We need a sledge or something, guys. What are we on? Keys to these fucking doors.
Get inside or into the dust.
Shut that door! Open a door for us! We got more people out here.
Marty, we're not going to get anywhere with all this dust. Come on, Toby! Come on! Go in this room! Come on, the dust is coming. Get in here. Everybody in one room, now. I was in this before. I know what it's like. When the first one collapsed, the dust followed us like a fireball. Get out of here.
No, get outside this way.
Marty, quick, look. He's helping the lady out. Come on, let's get her. Microphone on.
You guys got any masks?
There's her here.
I hope I live. I hope I live. It's coming down on me. Here it comes. I'm getting behind a car. It's incredible. Okay, I'm gonna have to go find people who need help. Because I don't think I'm one of them. You okay, sir? Okay. Can I just get a toot off your respirator?
Yeah.
Can I get a toot? I'm just getting a couple of clean breaths. That's good. Okay. Back to you. This is the car I hid behind. It saved my life. Oh, wait, maybe it was this one. There's all these noises. I don't know what it is. They say someone needs help.
Yeah, Mike! Mike! Mike, come over here! Yeah!
Anybody need a doctor?
Where are you?
Don't have oxygen.
Hello, Doc.
Hey, that guy needs some oxygen if someone can share it with him.
10-4.
Thanks. They told me just to wait here at this semi-staging area. See if I can help, so that's what I'm doing. They won't let me go any closer. No one can go in to get the people out. There's small explosions still going on. So far, I've just seen some people who needed oxygen from the dust. No one trauma. Gonna go wash my eyes out. That almost made it work. Looking north on the West Side Highway. You guys going in?
Yeah.
Come with you. You know, you might not want to get too much closer because the more buildings could come down, and then we're not going to help anybody.
All right.
I think we should. Yeah.
Where's the incident come out?
Let's just. Yeah. Okay. Let's just wait right here. Let's just station up right here, okay?
All right, Doctor.
Why don't we set up? Can you hang IVs from this pole here?
Okay.
Okay.
Where'd you get gloves there, buddy?
Yeah. We just heard another explosion. They're handing out gloves and masks. The consensus is it's too unsafe to go in there. Just gonna wait here until they bring some people out. I was hooked up with some firemen with some first aid stuff.
What do we got?
You know what?
Anything?
Why don't we just set this up as a little mobile hospital unit right here, okay?
Well, there's 10,000 people in East Tower.